So to continue the notes from last week, there's a few special cases that we need to look at. And that's when our inequality is a single variable greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, or less than or equal to, and what that looks like. So if we look at the inequality y is greater than 2, to graph that on a number line, we know how to do this. Put our circle at 2, it's open, and we graph to the right, all numbers greater than 2. So then, when we go over to our coordinate plane, remember what y equals 2 looked like. Here's our y-axis, here's our x-axis. When y equals 2, that's when our line passes through the y-axis. So when y equals 2, we put our dot at 2, and we would draw a line, but this is an inequality, and this is saying that y is greater than 2. And with greater than, it's a dotted line. So we're going to put a dotted line through. And here, it wants all numbers greater than 2. So we would then shade this area here. So above the line would be all numbers greater than 2. And let's shade that like we have been with the rest. I'm sorry. So all of this right here. Okay? So then when we look at the next one, x is less than or equal to -3. So there's our inequality. X is less than or equal to -3. Our circle goes at -3. It's filled in, and our line goes to the left. Okay, so now let's look at what that would look like on a graph. So we have our x, here's y, here's x, and it's -3. So my point is going to be here. And in this case, it's less than or equal to, so that means my line is going to be solid. So a straight line. And I want all numbers less than or equal to -3. And here's where it kind of goes against what we've been saying, to shade above the line or below the line. There is not really above or below the line. So we're going to say, in this case, we're going to shade to the left or to the right of the line. And we can determine that by just looking at the numbers that would go either way. So we know that less than -3 would be all numbers to the left of the line, less than -3. Okay? So let's do a couple more for practice, just because it's been a week. Let's do, let's try this one first. 3x is greater than 12. I have to solve for x first. I divide both sides by 3. X is greater than 4. Okay? I'm only going to use one dot here because I only have one variable, and x and y. X would be, my point is at 4, and it's greater than, so I'm drawing a dotted line through the x-axis, and I'm looking for all numbers greater than 4. So I'm going to go to the right of the graph, of the line. So here's another one that we can do. -4y is greater than or equal to 8. Let's divide both sides by -4 to get y by itself. Y is greater than or equal to -2. And remember, when we multiply or divide by a negative, we have to flip our sign. So now we have y is less than or equal to -2. So again, I have my y and my x. I'm going to put my point at -2. And in this case, it's less than or equal to, so I'm going to have a solid line. And I want all numbers less than, so I'm going to go below the line and shade down here. Okay. Here's one with variables on both sides. So we're working with two variables. And we have to solve for y first. So x is -1. Let's rewrite that. X plus 5, just so we can keep that in mind. And here we're just graphing this point. So let's see. My y-intercept is 5. So my first point goes here. And my slope is -1, so I'm going to go down 1 over 1, over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. I can go up 1 to the left 1. And my line is going to be dotted because it is just greater than. There is no equal to sign. So I'm going to have a dotted line through my points. And it's greater than, which means I'm going to shade above the line. So that would be all of the points above the line. Okay. Let's try this one. 3x plus 6y is less than or equal to 18. We got to get y by itself first, so let's subtract 3x from both sides. And we get 6y is less than or equal to -3x plus 18. Divide everything by 6. And we get y is less than or equal to -1/2 x plus 3. Okay, now we can graph this, and my y-intercept is at 3. My slope is -1 over 2, so I'm going to go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, or I can go up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2. And I have a less than or equal to, so this is going to be a solid line through my points. And I want all numbers less than, so I'm going to shade below the line. Okay. And that's what the graphs should look like. So finish these notes, and we'll go from there.